How do you define whether a woman's beautiful? Is it when she's skinny? When she's curvy? When she has paler skin? Tanned? Do you like girls with soft features, sharp features, tall girls, or short girls? What do you think? 10 people in a room, 10 different answers. 1,000 people in a room, 1,000 different answers. But my answer, to be beautiful meant skinny. This was a photo of me that someone took a few years ago. And after I saw it for the first time, I secretly forced myself to go throw up because I thought I looked fat. Oh, that escalated pretty quickly, but the 13-year-old me at the time would have gotten zero clue that this image of her would be presented to the crowds by herself. You and I could have said to her face that there's nothing wrong with her body, but it's not that easy to convince an insecure mind. The UN department reported that 6 in 7 people around the world are plagued by feelings of insecurity. And unfortunately, I was one of them. Throughout my childhood, most of the feedback from my teachers at school would be, Mr. and Mrs. Lee, it's quite concerning that Tanya doesn't talk or participate much in class, which my parents would then jokingly respond with, oh gosh, wait until she gets home and you'll get tired of hearing her voice. Well, I was a chatterbox at home, but since it's only with those I was comfortable with, everybody else saw me as the quiet girl. I had tons of things to say, but most of the time I was too afraid to say it. So, what happened to little Tanya when she was uncomfortable but was too afraid to say it? She suffered in silence, a silence of grudges. What's worse than the teachers not knowing that I actually talked was when the people that commented on my body assumed it's okay. Because every time an insult left their mouth, they just received a blank stare from me. When I actually wanted to show them how many curse words I knew. But you know, my lips smiled. I let out an uncomfortable giggle and walked away. Both hands carried resentment with me. This was a time where I refused to say my thoughts out loud, so the commenter went home happily, while I drowned in their words for years. But you know, everybody has their character progression. For me, that quiet and not very confident kid image was erased a year ago by the American dream face. A very fortunate opportunity for me. So what happened was, I became an exchange student in the States, and I was exposed to a new group of people that taught me to love and stand up for myself, to be confident. And so I felt like that created a safe environment for me. From not liking my skin tone, not feeling comfortable in my own body, and hating the way I look, I learned to start loving myself. When I shredded the negative thoughts about myself away and became comfortable enough in my own self, let me tell you, that girl was the happiest she's ever been with herself. She lived peacefully ever after. Was that happy ending the turning point? No way. My exchange year came to an end, and I flew back to Thailand. All right, imagine this. This girl just recently flew back from America, fully packed with that new feeling of self-love and self-confidence. She's a new person. But she's back in the same environment that once hurt her. In fact, not all Thai people find body shaming normal. Or in any other part of the world, not everybody. Many people find it rude, avoid it, and spread awareness. But of course, there remain some people who aren't very cautious about what their words can do to others. So, being in a safe zone for a year, barely immune to negative comments, plus earning some of that self-confidence, when I had to face the negative side of reality again, I did not want history to repeat itself. So, 2 months after I was back in Thailand, I got a comment from one of my distant relatives saying, "What happened to you? Did your body suddenly bloat? Oh my gosh, you're still so skinny yesterday." It was a comment that the old man himself didn't even realize that's considered body shaming. And I could have easily said it's because he never saw me for a full year, and 1 year can transform a person, especially when they stay in a country known for food with awfully large portions. But I didn't say any of that. Instead, my words were only painted with anger. From the time I chose to shut my mouth and bury the pain in my own chest, I spoke again. And whatever it was that I said made him never speak to me again. The short-term results of that for me can be summed up in 3 words. Satisfaction, pride, victory. The long-term result? Disharmony, shame, and guilt. I won the argument that day. But the cost of that was hatred in my own family. So I turned back and asked myself, does it finally feel great to make others suffer with me? Was that dark ending the turning point? What do you think? No, we're close, but not yet. After what happened, I told my parents about it, because I'm always all ears about their opinion. My dad said to me that he understands why I react that way, because if he was in a similar position, he wouldn't feel so great either. But the thing is, that's a side of the world I can't really do anything about. I can't change that person to not think of me in a certain way, not even the most influential person on this planet Earth can. It's funny how I was obsessed with the movie Oppenheimer at the time, and so my dad made a little movie reference to it. It's a strange little comparison, but I saw where he was going. He said, people hurt you sometimes. And understanding those people is like understanding how Oppenheimer created the atomic bomb. Well, you know, creating an atomic bomb, it's tremendously, exhaustingly difficult. But changing those people is like going back to stop the bomb from ever being created. Unless you're a god, it's impossible. It wasn't like his lecture was an instant enlightenment, but I slowly reflected that on myself as well as reality. It's true that I cannot make changes on what people say to me, because in the end, no matter what, people will always judge. We all live in a shared reality, and it is hard to accept. Go look under celebrities' Instagram posts, Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez, Lisa Blackpink, Zendaya. Someone you think is so flawless, successful, incapable of being judged, and you'll still find a vomit emoji in their comment section. Because no matter what, people always have something to say. And there, ladies and gentlemen, was my turning point. You might have heard of this before, but said Chaucer's window. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So rather than trying to change those around you, you can start from within yourself. It will take longer, it will be more difficult, it will require more effort on your part, but when you do the hard things, a happy and easy life awaits you. Because the turning point of an insecure kid does not happen when the world stops judging them. It happens when they stop caring about what the world has to say. You have the choice. The choice is to love yourself, disregarding the kind of people that's around you. Because no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So before you come up with a way to completely end bullying and saving the world, save yourself first. When you let yourself be your #1 priority, hatred that is caused by this world can never harm you. Thank you.